Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we will talk about the flat Earth theory, which claims that the Earth is not spherical, but flat and surrounded by a wall of ice. Do you think this theory is true? Do you have any evidence to support it? Or do you prefer the scientific theory that says the Earth is spherical and orbits the Sun? In this video, I will try to discuss this theory objectively and rationally, and to respond to some of the arguments that the flat Earth supporters use. I will also present you some scientific and logical evidence that proves that the Earth is spherical. I hope you enjoy watching and learn something new. First, let's start with some of the arguments that the flat Earth supporters present. One of the most famous of these arguments is that if the Earth is spherical, why don't we feel the rotation? Isn't it supposed to make us dizzy or nauseous when the Earth spins at a speed of 1670 km/h at the equator? This argument is not convincing because it ignores the force of gravity and the centrifugal force. The force of gravity is the force that attracts every body to the center of the Earth and keeps us stable on its surface. The centrifugal force is the force that arises from the rotation and pushes us away from the center of the Earth. These two forces balance each other approximately on the surface of the Earth, making us not feel the rotation. In addition, the Earth spins at a constant speed, not with acceleration, which means we do not feel any change in the motion. And if the Earth was flat, why wouldn't we feel the gravity pulling us to the center of the disk? Second, another common argument is that if the Earth is spherical, why don't we see the curvature of the horizon? Isn't it supposed to make us see the Earth slope down below us when we look at the horizon? This argument is also not convincing because it ignores the size of the Earth and the refraction of light. The size of the Earth is about 12,756 kilometers in diameter, which is much larger than what we can see with our eyes. Therefore, the curvature of the Earth is not noticeable when we look at the horizon from a low altitude. But if we rise to a higher altitude, such as a mountain or a plane or a rocket, we will see the Earth curve below us. Also, light bends when it passes from one medium to another, such as air to water. This means that light deviates slightly when it passes from space to the atmosphere, making the Earth appear larger and higher than it actually is. And if the Earth was flat, why wouldn't we see the ice wall that surrounds it? Third, another popular argument is that if the Earth is spherical, why don't we fall off it when we travel to the south? Isn't it supposed to make us upside down when we reach the South Pole? This argument is misleading because it assumes that there's a fixed up and down in space, and that gravity works in one direction only. But in reality, there is no up and down in space, but everything is relative to the reference that we choose. And gravity works in every direction and attracts every body to the center of mass closest to it. Therefore, when we travel to the south, we do not fall off the Earth, but we stay attached to it thanks to gravity. And when we reach the South Pole, we are not upside down, but we are parallel to the Earth, and we look at the sky from a different angle than the North Pole. And if the Earth was flat, why wouldn't we see the same stars everywhere? These are some of the arguments that the flat Earth supporters use, which seem illogical and inconsistent with the scientific facts. But what are the evidence that proves that the Earth is spherical? There are many evidence that we can see for ourselves or with the help of some simple tools. I will mention some of them. The shadows. When there is a solar eclipse, the moon blocks the sun partially or completely and creates shadows on the Earth. If the Earth was flat, the shape of the shadows would be the same everywhere. But if the Earth was spherical, the shape of the shadows would be different depending on the location. This is what we can observe when we compare the shadows in different cities at the same time. Also, the shape of the moon itself changes depending on the angle that we look at it from, which indicates that it orbits around the spherical Earth. The ships. When we look at the sea, we see the ships appear and disappear on the horizon. If the Earth was flat, we would see the ships remain visible until they become very small because of the distance. But if the Earth was spherical, we would see the ships disappear gradually from the bottom to the top because they go beyond the curve of the Earth. This is what we can confirm by using a telescope or a camera with high zoom. The seasons. When the Earth orbits the Sun, it tilts at a certain angle, which makes some regions receive the Sun's rays directly and others obliquely. This leads to the change of seasons and climate in each hemisphere of the Earth. If the Earth was flat, there would be no difference between the seasons and climate everywhere. But if the Earth was spherical, we would see that the seasons are reversed between the northern and southern hemispheres, and that the tropical regions are warm throughout the year, and that the polar regions are cold throughout the year. These are some of the scientific and logical evidence that proves that the Earth is spherical and not flat. I hope you have benefited from this video, and that you are able to distinguish the truth from the fantasy. If you liked the video, do not forget to like and subscribe and comment. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, do not hesitate to share them with me. Thank you for your follow-up, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.